cooking on the fly type situation here. I'm really excited to attempt to cook and not burn the house down on this little induction cooktop. It's going to be a little bit loud, and I might get the lovely Nick to assist here, which would be great.
I am assisting.
Oh, you are? Because I want to show you guys my ridiculous Netrition haul, okay? Now, I don't want you to think I buy all of this stuff regularly. I have just been trying to test stuff out for content. So before I'm posting any of this stuff, you guys are going to be getting my opinion on them. So I don't know why I'm nervous cooking in front of you guys. It's weird, but all right, let's fire this bad boy up. Can you guys hear okay? Tell me over the chat. Okay, and make sure, you know, as we're talking and doing this, we love feedback, questions, commentary. I guess because Nick is working with this, if you guys want to ask any questions of a partner of someone with these issues, feel free. So I'm just pouring like a drizzle of olive oil. I know you're not supposed to cook, you know, with olive oil because it burns easily. We just ran out of other oil, so we're using olive oil. Then it is what it is. You can be kind of casual like that. So we're going to show you guys a really, really quick dinner idea. Okay, so we're making burgers, preformed patties. What kind of, they don't bite? They don't bite? Okay, so, hey, how are you? Okay, what kind of meat do you get? And I am amazed at how fast this heats up.
Wow, that is really fast.
Holy shit, okay.
Maybe shut it off until you're ready. I believe this is chuck steak brisket mix, steak blend, I don't know, something like that.
Can you find packaging or did you toss it?
I mean, I can toss it, but it should be.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I'm seasoning this, but it's just salt and pepper. Nick has a favorite seasoning. He's very sad that we were out of it. I like it too, but it's kind of hard to find. It's from Costco. We'll show you it afterwards, but that's why we're not using it today. Typically, that's the one we go with.
This is the Wagyu beef.
Okay. Oh, these are Wagyu beef burgers. You just got them from Stop and Shop though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to do the same to the other side. I've now burnt the shit out of this olive oil, so don't do as I've done. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down in the pan. Can you help me? Can you tilt the computer for me? Okay. So the pan is really, really hot. I have a little bit of oil in there. You're going to stick this. So I'm definitely just going to fit through it, right? So you're going to stick the seasoning side down, and then you're going to take your seasoning and season the top. You're probably like, that's a lot of salt. If only you saw what goes into restaurant food in terms of salt. You got, or butter.
Or our food.
Well, I mean, that's when it tastes good. Okay. Remember, that's salt and pepper, y'all. It's not just all salt. Okay.
Salt and pepper.
Okay. So, oh, I turned it off. Aren't you guys glad to be part of the transformation as I continue to do more of these? Lucky you. So these are going to cook. I'm going to let them get really crusty on one side. You might start smelling it. You might be like, oh my God, they're burning. It's okay because they're thick patties. So they, you know, they're not going to be dry in the middle. Once that happens, then you flip them over. You do the same to the other side, and it should be good. So to go with our burgers, we love Kerrygold. We get Irish cheddar because it's just sharper, but not, it's sharp, but it's not like intrusive sharp. When it comes to cheddar, it's really good. All we're gonna do is stick the cheese on the burgers when they're done. That's it. We got some sliced tomatoes. Wish we had lettuce. I forgot to ask Nick to buy it when he ran out the other day. Put lettuce if you want. And then to kick off our Netrition recommendations, Tell me in the chat, is it too loud with this while I do the Netrition recommendations? Because I can put this on the oven over there while I'm talking to you guys. Tell me, can you guys hear me? Is it like I'm screaming over it? It's good? Not too loud? Okay, cool. So, look at you, he's putting a lid. He's not putting a lid? At some point, he'll put a lid. So to kick off our Netrition recommendations, Smart Buns. Look, I hate the price point of these. I'm going to be honest. It's $10 for a box of 6. So they're not cheap. However, if it's not going to put you in a strain, let's say, I would say this would be something to budget for because it is so easy. Even if you don't have them regularly, let's say you prep chaffles regularly or some other kind of bread regularly, but you happen to be out. If you have these in the freezer, you're good. So I really, really love these. These are the ones you've seen in my stories that looks like a real burger. Like, look at that. All right, that's a pan. I'm getting crumbs all over my keyboard, but they're great. And they like a burger too. Well, no, these have chew to them. They have sponginess. You can it's a hand test, it doesn't fall apart when you do that. So I love those. We also have these weird jackfruit. I'm trying things out for my vegans in here so I can give you guys more recommendations. We have a pulled jackfruit package that was no sugar. So we're going to try that with the buns too. We'll tell you how that goes. We just got that at the grocery store. It's not part of the Netrition haul. But stay tuned. Okay. So how do we want to do this? Let's talk savory stuff for dinner since that's what we originally went with. Can you see the chat? Is anyone saying anything?
Someone said they will have smart buns. Yes, they are expensive. Alexandria asked, do they need to be stored in the freezer? Yes, they do.
Okay, I can't forget about these. This gets really hot.
I should pull my face away from there.
I should tell you to move your face away from there. Hold on, guys. Lord save me. All right. I feel like Mrs. Doubtfire right now. Give me the 2 lids. Okay, wait, so can you tilt it down? So we got them nice and dark. We're gonna leave it, I'm gonna turn this up and put the lid back on. I was gonna say, so I'm gonna have Nick take some of that liquid out. You can see there's a whole lot. I don't know if you can. So if that starts to happen, if that starts to happen, take some of the liquid out and then put it back because it's not going to get that nice deep dark crust that has that really nice texture on the outside if there is a lot of liquid present. And sometimes different cuts of meats release more liquid than others. So please hold.
You should have some
elevator
music.
Oh, this is going to beep. Okay. All right, back to Netrition. So, let's see. When you say warning, I hate how they don't have warning instructions on the box. What do you mean by that? And I can't see your name, so I'm going to call you iPhone user, but I would call you by name if I saw it. I'll answer that when I see it in a sec. Okay, so let's move on to more savory dinner items then, since that's kind of, the bread, the theme we're going with. So in terms of pasta, rice, wrap type stuff, it's so roomy here. Okay. So in terms of dinner stuff, we'll start with the pasta replacements. You guys might have seen us talking about this recently and freaking out about it. It's amazing. Amazing. If you have had the LC or LG, I always confuse them. If you have had the LC fettuccine from Netflix, if Netflix sent you pasta, Can you write in the chat there your experience with it if I happen to have anybody on here who's used it? It's so good. If you saw my stories that my stomach was really upset, it was just bad timing, I think. I had a weird stomach bug that was like on and off where I was just randomly puking. It was like terrible for, what was it, like a week or two?
Yeah.
And I think it was the timing of this and it kicking off my colitis that I was like, has to be the pasta. But it was so good that I am willing to try it again. And I think that if you can have shirataki or the edamame pasta or any of the others and be okay, you can tolerate this. You should be able to. I mean, anything's possible, but anything's possible.
You're so cheesy.
So, okay. Definitely recommend. It's LC Pasta. That's literally the name of the company. I don't understand it.
Juliana
LC Thin
said the
Spaghetti
is
Pasta.
amazing. Juliana said that the pasta is amazing.
Cool. It really is. The texture is so, it has that chewiness and you know that like pasta water taste where it's a little starchy, but not beany or veggie like at all. That's how this is. It's really, really convincing. And I don't like to say things are convincing. You know my philosophy on that. You know, it's disappointing, but it's really good. Now, something that I don't want you to treat as if it's going to be just like pasta, but it's still good in its own right, is shirataki noodles. I did a Zoom on this a couple weeks ago, but I really like Netrition's range of shirataki noodles because they have them in rice, in ziti, in lasagna, fettuccine, angel hair. This is burning. Hold on. Oh my God. My burgers look radioactive. I do love that there's no flame. Where's my lid at? Okay, so I love their brand. This is a new one I'm gonna try. Whenever you are looking for something new, reviews are your best friend. So definitely read the reviews. And this one, the brand I think is shirataki, skinny shirataki noodles. Ew. But whatever. It's this packaging. If you want a screenshot. The reviews said that this texture was different than other shirataki. So I want to try this so I can give you guys an honest opinion to tell you, those of you who are like, I just can't do shirataki texture. I'll tell you how this goes because they were saying this is very convincingly ramen-like. So that's really interesting. But their range of shirataki products are like top-notch. So hold on. Yeah, take care of these things. So as you guys can see, there is a lot of liquid in here. So we're gonna do it again. They really don't. Great quality burgers. So whatever, they're preformed. So we're gonna take more fluid out of them. And then what I think we're gonna do is just leave them in the hot pan with the lid on top and the cheese on it so that it continues to cook, because you always want to make sure when you're cooking meat that the outside, the texture is nice and crisp and sealed, but that it didn't take so long for that to happen that the inside is cooked just way too much. You want to make sure the outside has a nice caramelization. So it's good if it's a little underdone from what you want, if you just let it sit. It'll gently continue cooking rather than, I don't know, be drying out, being like a hockey puck. So the burgers are going to chill here. That's it for the burgers, guys. That's it. Oh, it's not it. I gotta put the cheese. I'll show you guys before. Oh, so much better without the fan. I'll show you guys what they look like before we put the lid back on. Hold on. Thanks. Okay. Okay. So I got a shit ton of stuff here for you. So we talked about the pasta. There's also shirataki rice, like I mentioned. Look for the ones that look like little pearls. Don't go for the ones that are just like shredded up shirataki. You should be able to see it on the packaging or read it in the reviews. Another rice variation that I really like is palmini rice. So, you want a screenshot? Palmini rice is awesome. If you like, how do I want to say this? Again, it's not rice. Don't look for it to be rice. Look to see if when you eat it, if it's something that tastes good to you, okay? It does taste like some kind of a vegetable. It doesn't taste like you can quite put your finger on it, but it's not like it tastes like brown rice or like the lentil pastas or anything like that. It's really hard to explain. It's made of hearts of palm. So if you've ever had hearts of palm or you want to look up what that looks like when it's whole, this is basically what that's made of. It's the only ingredient, and they've just made it into a rice texture. I love the pasta. I love the rice. What I recommend to you guys is if you enjoy or can at least stand zucchini noodles, then you should really like this because it's a lot firmer, but it still has that mild kind of veggie taste. Nothing that's like too earthy. I love them. And they're filling and they're really easy. You just rinse them. That's it. Okay. What else do we got that's savory over here? So this soup is highly recommended. I feel like you guys can relate to this. Those of you who struggle with eating enough. I've had this on my counter all week with the hopes, okay, tomorrow I'm going to make it for lunch, and it has yet to be made. But I will let you know how this is. Everyone that I've talked to have tried it has been, they're fanatical about them. So if you've tried any of these, by the way, tell us in the comments or chat rather. Okay. This is gold right here. My vegans in here and my lactose intolerant in here. Anything that you see that you wish there was a variation that you would want, make us a list and send it over to us and like text it over to Meryl and I, and we'll try to compile a list for you guys. Vegan not being our first go-to, it's not something we instinctively know about. However, we want to make sure that we're able to accommodate you. So anything of here that's like, oh, it's interesting that you find to not be, whether it's vegan, dairy-free, egg-free, whatever it is you're working with, tell us. And if you need help, tell us, okay? But this, the high key biscuit mix is fantastic. I originally I don't know why, I just randomly do stuff in the kitchen. I went to culinary school, so it helps, but this is amazing for breading chicken or anything, really. It has a flour-like texture to it. It binds really well. It crusts up, like it acts like flour, and it's so good. If you saw last week in my Instagram stories, I did a bunch of like Asian-inspired chicken type dishes. This is my secret. It's absolutely fantastic. So, high key biscuit mix. Oh, yeah, I missed the main part of it though. They make fantastic biscuits. So truly, they were so buttery and fantastic. The only thing I would say is though, make sure the butter is really cold when you break it up and you mash it into it, because the idea is that it stays kind of pebbly still, so that it just holds its shape in the oven, doesn't melt out completely. Okay, so that's amazing. Savory snacks. What do I got for you? A bunch. Okay, moon cheese. Moon cheese is great, and this one is cheddar black pepper. A little bit of flavor to that. My favorite is, what the hell is it called? The pepper jack one. Do we have a pepper jack? Did I leave it over there? Probably have one.
Yes, you do.
So, this is my favorite. This pepper jack one is so good. So good. And the texture, I'll show you. It's not like, I don't like the Parm crisps. I don't know, man. They smell like farts and they just break apart into like little mushy pieces of Parmesan that feel like they're dehydrated when I'm not a fan. Okay. They're good in a bind, I guess, but I like these because they don't have the texture of like that. Sorry if my nails look cruddy. You can see. It looks like little craters, little like moon rocks. I don't know. It's really, really good. I'm at a loss for the texture. They're that interesting, but they're a lot better than the typical cheese snacks that you find out there. And they're really, really good, in case I didn't emphasize that enough. All right, I think that's it for savory. No. All right, duh. All right, here's some chips that I love. I unfortunately am out of my favorite savory snack ever because we ate them all, but they're called Biena, B-I-E-N-A. Okay, so they're gonna say chickpea snacks on them. So your immediate reaction may not be, oh my God, I must get them. Please hold me back. I get it. They're so good. It's unreal. It's like a very mild, crunchy Cheeto in terms of the texture. And it's got this flavor that's just like, I have to actively not eat the whole bag in a sitting. So I will portion. That's like one of the things I will make sure I portion out because of that. And they're relatively, hormone friendly. They're lower carb. They're at protein. I think they're fantastic. And they really are amazingly crunchy. I don't have them though. B-I-E-N-A. They're called Keto Puffs. I don't like things that are marketed keto. Because I'm not keto. I don't promote keto. But what are you gonna do? It's low carb. So in addition to those, here's some other crunchy snacks I really like. The Quest chips. I mean, you can get this Netrition or Amazon. Anything here probably you can. But I have found the best prices lately on Netrition. Sometimes Amazon does have better prices on like some of the bigger name brands, like the Quest cookies I'm going to show you, the chips, the chocolate chips. Sometimes Amazon does have better pricing, so cross-reference them if you'd like. Save a few bucks. But the Quest chips are really good. These are two of my favorite ones. And I don't have the taco one here. Is it taco or nacho? Taco. Taco is crazy. The Taco Quest chips, those I feel like you can taste the shredded lettuce on it. Like they give you the experience of eating a taco, and they're a chip. And they're actual crispy crunchy. They're not like low carb crispy crunchy that's kind of soggy. They're actually nice and thin and satisfying. But the ones I have here, which are my other favorites, are sour cream and onion and cheddar sour cream. But I highly recommend taco. Unfortunately, I did not get those this time. And last chips. These are really different and really good too. Huevos. I like Netrition too, by the way, because most of these, you know how you get targeted by those ads on Facebook, and it's like you have to buy a pack of 10 and spend $50 before you even know if you like something. I hate that. I will more times than not purchase something if I have to buy a whole case of it. I find that so wasteful. So Netrition, the original reason I started ordering from them is like 2 years ago, is because you can get individual bags of stuff. So keep that in mind too, that it's taken me a couple years of ordering to figure out what ones I love and how to read the reviews and stuff. So you guys are lucking out. All right, so savory snacks, last one. These are my favorite cheddar crackers. They don't have any weird like multi-grain texture thing going on. Okay, have you guys seen those? They're called Flackers. I'm sorry if anybody in here likes them. I cannot. They were so disgusting. They basically broke apart into like these little gelatinous flax seeds, and they stuck to like the insides of your teeth with a gel on the outside of them. It was like chia pudding on crack, but not pudding. It was so nasty. I can't. So if you like Flackers, great. That's awesome. They're really good for you. I could not do it. Not for me. So one more time, these are my favorite crackers. These are so good. These are very Cheez-It or like cheese nip like. Okay, now our sweet snacks. Smart Sweets. So interestingly enough, for my type 1s in here, my type 1 diabetics in here, this is a good point I want you to hear. Originally, when these first came out, I would have to be careful with these because even though they say there's only 3 grams of sugar per pack, or yeah, per pack, as a type 1 diabetic, we have to take insulin synthetically for what you guys release naturally. And the insulin, for those of you who have not gotten this lesson yet with me, for the insulin converts the carbs into energy for our cells, right? So if you don't have enough insulin, if you're a type 1 diabetic, because you don't make any insulin, your blood sugars start to go up. So the idea is we have to calculate the carbs in what we're eating to know how much insulin to give ourselves to combat or to convert, and we're not combating here for once, but to convert the carbs that we're eating into energy appropriately. We have to calculate that manually and hope for the friggin' best, okay? So my point is eating these and using the nutrition facts for how many carbs are in these, how many net carbs. Pardon me, losing my voice. I'm glad you guys could hear me. On my end, this was so loud. I was like screaming over here. But I calculated it according to the nutrition facts. And in the beginning, when they first were released, they would make my blood sugars go insane. I would be like sick by the end of the night because I didn't take enough insulin for the amount of carbs there actually are. So how does that happen? When you see fiber and sugar alcohols and stuff like that, to get the net carbs, which is supposed to be the carbs that impact insulin, you subtract the fiber, you subtract the sugar alcohols. That's what I did to calculate my insulin amount. The reason my blood sugars went up high is because the sugar that they said wasn't affecting blood sugars actually was. So there was less of the sugar alcohol grams in here and more of the regular sugar. This came about suddenly because of a surge in demand. We have to remember when we're looking at products like this is all based on marketing and money. You know, these industries, they are on it's a hot take, you know? So these at first, I had a really big bone to pick with them. I actually used to use these to treat low blood sugars because they would raise my blood sugars. Now for a non-diabetic, it's not going to affect your hormones all that much. This is still a great thing to use instead of regular candy. But for me, I couldn't use them until one day I tried to treat a low blood sugar with these bad boys and it did nothing. I was still low. I still needed to drink juice. It was pretty bad because I was just kind of silly, but it tastes really good, if that's any indication. But I was excited to use these to treat my low, and they've changed the formula. They figured out, I guess, what was causing this issue, because chances are I wasn't the only diabetic affected by them. Pretty sure I had DM'd them one time to tell them that as well. So I think they're good now. I still can't treat low blood sugars with these bad boys, so that's a good sign. Just wanted to give you guys that little history lesson because I talk a lot, and in case you found it helpful. Okay, but nonetheless, watermelon is the new one, and it's fantastic. I really like these. They're made really thin, but they're still satisfying, so you feel like you get a lot per package.
Off-putting smell at first.
What?
Off-putting smell at first.
Yeah.
You have to include that.
Yeah.
But they are delicious.
This sweater, I could fit another human in here. I have to do something to this. I see it like flowing in the breeze down there. Okay, moving along. Candy. I thought I had other candy, but I guess I don't. But we'll talk cookies.
You probably should.
These are my two favorite cookies. Catalina Crunch. Again, okay, they're keto, whatever. But the Catalina Crunch Oreos and the mini chocolate chip cookies from Heike, oh my God, I love them. They're so good. These, I can open these because I'm going to snack on these after dinner. To show you. They're tiny. These kind of remind me of, do you know, remember the famous Amos cookies that we used to get in school in like the little brown package? They were like a little bit buttery and crumbly. They weren't really like chewy or anything. That's what these remind me of. Or Keebler chocolate chip, like your chocolate fudge chocolate chip cookies that look squarish. That's what these remind me of. These are fantastic. If I don't keep these up hidden away, between Nick and I, these don't stand a chance. Like we can finish this in a sitting easy. They're so good. As you can see, they're already open. Highly recommend them. Also a little pricey, like $8 a box on Netrition. You can get 2 boxes off Amazon for like 20 bucks. Sucks. But again, if you're going to say, you know, Michelle, what are the minimums? If you crave sweets or cookies a lot, this is a good splurge. If you are really big on bread and you really, you know, you want to not have to make so much of it all the time, definitely the Smart Buns. If you love pasta, this is it. Those would be my like, and I think the pasta is like $8 too. So if you're going just to try one piece at a time, I would weigh those options and pick one of those that really speak to you and just start there, because this can get a little bit pricey. So while it's tempting, try to utilize this to pinpoint what you need to stick to your current baby step. As you get new baby steps, you have more opportunities to try new things. So maybe set a goal of one thing to try at a time that suits where you're at right now and go from there. Just keep that in mind. I'm not done. So, okay, we have some more sweet snacks. This one I'm really excited about. I know a few of you in here have tried other like instant oatmeal breakfast cereal type of stuff. What is it, Hikey? I think, Hannah, I think if you can in the chat, didn't you try, was it Hikey? The other popular one? But this is one, who makes this? Just says warm and satisfying on it. Oh God, this is questionable. Oh, from Dixie Foods. Oh, okay. This company has the best stuff and the worst packaging and marketing I've ever seen. It is like a tragedy. If you go on Dixie Foods Instagram, I don't mean to throw shade, but damn, their products are so good. They deserve better. Look at this packaging. Come on. And the reviews were like glowing about it. And the same for the mashed potatoes that I don't have here. Dixie Foods makes a fantastic instant mashed potatoes mix. No cauliflower needed. Amazing. You would never know that that's what it is. Like the packaging is crazy. I think they have like 2,000 Instagram followers. I feel like someone in their garage, but I don't know. I appreciate it regardless. Whatever grandma and grandson couple is probably behind Dixie Foods. I appreciate them. So anyway. Oh, and these are, I wanted to show you, these are available in a big pack from Netrition as well as Amazon. But these can be found in a lot of gas stations, 7-Elevens and stuff like that popping up all around now. So keep an eye out for them. Quest cookies, I really like these. I'm going to be honest. I wonder though if I really like them because I started eating them really far into this whole process of mine. So I'm wondering if I really like them because it was just a really long time since I had a cookie, or if I really like them because they're really good. Because at first, I feel like I didn't like them, right?
No, those are the Lenny and Larry ones that you didn't like.
These two, though, I went through a period of time where I was like, Well, we used to microwave these when we first started getting them, and that I liked them with that. Then I was just over it for a bit. Does anybody else go through weird phases with foods?
Hold on.
Does anybody go through weird phases with foods where you really like love a food and then you just get completely sick? Like you're not grossed out by it, you just have zero interest in it all of a sudden. I don't know what that is, if anyone else experiences that, but it's annoying. That was these. So I like them now. Awesome. And they're good microwaved or room temp. Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, the fact that we have the Quest bars and we just are so over.
Oh, yeah. The Quest bars are really easy to find. When we first started doing anything with carbs, before we even knew about Netrition, the only thing that was ready-made that we would get are the Quest bars because they were at our gas station. And I did not like them all that much. Like there were a couple that were good if you microwaved them. Not my favorite. The Quest cookies are banging though and easier to find. Okay, snacks are done. I knew I had more candy, y'all. Before I move on, I promise. Lily's milk chocolate bars are my favorite. The milk. Now, unless you love dark chocolate, if you love dark chocolate, go for it. I don't. And I feel like every sugar-free chocolate that's out there is like some variation of dark chocolate. And Lily's is amazing. It doesn't give you the shits. It's great. It's like milky, it's creamy. I can't describe it. It tastes like eating chocolate. I love the salted caramel one the most. That one's my favorite. They have a ton though. They got just salted almond. They have, why am I blanking out? How many other ones do they have? The Lily's.
Salted almond. They have that in milk chocolate and dark chocolate. They have just regular one with sea salt. They have almond and sea salt, I think.
They have a bunch. They're amazing. Do it. You won't regret it. Okay, so baking stuff. I have a few here that I really love. I just remembered I used the graham cracker crust that I was really excited to show you guys about. I will post that in the comments. It's another Dixie product that I can't even begin to explain. But it's a graham cracker crust mix that's really good. And I use it, the reason I remembered, I use it with the best mousse mix ever. They have a ton of flavors. It's I'm going to say this stupid, Sansuker, but that one. No more. Put the products away. Nick's bringing more shit out here for me to show you, and I'm probably killing you guys over there. Are we doing all right? Too much? You want more? A ton of shit. You tell me. Okay. So this mousse mix is fantastic. I've tried it in key lime and chocolate cheesecake. I'm going to try it in the regular chocolate and the lemon next. It's really good with the graham cracker crust because all I did, this took me no time at all. So you microwave or you melt butter. You mix it with that graham cracker crust mix that I'm going to post on the recording of this. And you make it till it's crumbly, like with any graham cracker crust you would do. You take an ice cream scoop. The reason I do that is so it's all the same amount in each cup because it's all pre-measured and it's easy to dump with the lever. So you take an ice cream scoop, you put them in cupcake tins with cupcake papers. You push them down in the cupcake wrappers, and then you pour the mousse that you prepare by whisking it, that's literally it, in those cupcake things, and you pop them in the fridge. It is the easiest, most delicious dessert, and it doesn't feel like it took, like it was as quick as it was. It's fantastic. It sets up probably about half hour, 45 minutes, but if you don't mind eating it with a spoon, just like out of the top, you could eat it right away. Doesn't matter. I liked it that it held its shape by letting it sit for a little while. I recommend when you make this mousse mix that you have a stand mixer or a hand mixer, or at least somebody else to trade off with the whisk. It takes a while. Like it does need to be whipped a lot, but that's the only step. So I love it. And again, these are products that don't affect my blood sugar. So I know that they are good to indulge in, if sugar, carbs, etc., is your baby step. Okay. What do I want to show you guys? I'll show you sweeteners first, actually. So I mentioned this in my last video, I believe, but this is fantastic. I'll explain why. So I'm like a smidge horrified at the ingredients. I'm going to be honest with you. This is basically fake honey. It is, I get it. I like being all natural. It skeeves me out too. However, I use it in little amounts. I'm not sitting here like pouring it down my throat. And for the long-term benefit that it provides for saving me the stress of feeling like I can't have a type of food that I want, keeping me from having, you know, a lot of sugar. Again, is honey the worst thing in the world for you? No, but if you're trying to get your hormones in balance and that is your step you're focusing on, like sugar, then having this that helps with the transition. So I always weigh the two, you know, and it's up to you if you really care all that much. The thing that freaks me out about it is that it has xylitol, which can sometimes, oh wait, no. Xylitol's fine. Malitol is the one that gives you the runs. Stay away from malitol. These products, I am like 99% sure there is not a speck of malitol in them. Yeah, this included actually. The caramel coloring I could do without. It's not going to kill you if you use it though. It's just like, ugh, not the best. I wish it wasn't there. Use your own discretion for that. It's sugar-free honey. So the reason that I love it is that it has a syrup consistency. And not just like a syrup like the Torani, hold on. Not like the Torani syrup that's just like liquid, you know, this is just a sweetening. I add this in drinks, I might as well show you. I add this to my drinks, it's just sugar-free syrup because there's no grittiness, it just goes right, it's great, okay, whatever. This, if you can see, it has more of a thick actual syrup consistency and it doesn't have like a really strong flavor at all. It's not even really honey, strongly honey. It's more mellow. This is great for making sweet and savory sauces. When I made the chicken, the Asian style chicken the other day with the sesame sauce over it, I used this to give the sauce some body, you know, that stickiness. And it's really, really good for that. I'm going to experiment using this with to make candy. For the little fruit gummies that I want to make, you need to have corn syrup typically. So I'm going to try this and see what it does. I mentioned this in the last video, but the Chalk Zero caramel and chocolate sauces are amazing. I love them. I feel like I don't need to spend more time on it. Just trust me. Really cool. I love Lily's, can't tell, but I love their milk chocolate chips. Again, specifically, find the milk ones. They're so good. But I also really like Chalk Zero because they have white chocolate. I don't know if you guys are white chocolate fans in here or not, whatever. But I find for holiday baking, for decorating, for just dressing something up and making it feel a little bit more indulgent, which is, you know, the theme, especially for the holidays. I find that white chocolate is just fun, the fact that it's sugar-free. So, and you can flavor this. You can get sugar-free peppermint, like pieces, hard candy, and crush it up and make peppermint bark. You know, I don't know, go crazy. All right, y'all, I am actually losing my voice. I don't know how much more I can talk about these. So I am going to, and I have nothing left that I haven't really pushed towards you guys, you know, keto chow and the brown swerve, which is just the brown version of the sugar we get. My point is, this took time to amass. Pick one thing at a time to get excited to try. We shouldn't view food as this food and that food. You know, the food that is good and I'm just trying to charade and have this food and convince myself I don't miss it. That doesn't work. It never works. It never sticks. So you should really try to make the best of this, to make it a lifestyle, to just find what your staples are, find what your favorites that you want to keep on hand. Meryl's going to post a list as I catch up on some of these comments real quick. If I log off before I do, I won't be able to answer them. So I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Meryl, if you can post as well, if you don't mind saving it to post in the page. Okay. The high key oatmeal. Yeah, I still have to try that. I want to get the peaches and cream. I think the one I got was apple, which I'm really excited about. Cooked carrots are awesome. Let's see. Oh, okay. And then the list. Did I miss any? Oh, I love seeing you guys all excited in the comments. I wish that I could see you guys up close as you're commenting. But okay, so I hope that this was helpful. We're just going to take these burgers, pop them on the bun with my favorite mayo chup, just because I'm lazy. It's ketchup and mayo, nothing groundbreaking. And some tomatoes. I have some green beans cooked up. Might have some of these snacks after. It's going to be a good night. Did anyone say anything before we go? Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a great night. Let me know if you need me to recap anything or if you have any feedback. All right, bye.